Hi. Yeah, it's been a long time. Somebody in a video, in a comment on one of my videos, said that I should get a haircut. Well, here it is. I got a haircut. So, in today's video, if you've obviously clicked on it, you know what it's about. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of things to do with mainly to do with office hours. So yeah, what spurred this on was there was this guy. I mean, I'm not going to obviously name any names, but this guy, really nice guy, really cool guy. He had been traveling. He had been traveling around the world, and he was getting ready to come back to China, and he was talking to me about how he was interested in getting a job, some kind of a job. So I connected him with a school. Again, I'm not going to name the name of the school. It's a fairly well-known school, so I won't name it. But anyway, it's like a type of school, and I put him in contact with these people, and they needed a teacher. And one of the sticking points was office hours, and this person from the school, she, okay, I've given away the gender, so you can take it from there, narrow it down. But this lady was like really didn't understand why somebody would have a problem with office hours, and it made me think about the issue a lot. And this guy, I think in the end, it wasn't just about the office hours. It was about the fact that he didn't want to commit to something that long. Like, they wanted him to sign a 2-year contract, and he just wasn't willing to commit to 2 years. I think that was another issue, and maybe I guess the pay wasn't that what's the word? Wasn't that high? Or wasn't that impressive? So it was an easy decision for him to make. That he just sort of thought, well, that's easy. The pay's not that high, but the office hours was a big factor, and it made me think, like, office hours, like, yeah, I mean, there's many different ways of looking at it. Like, some people, any office hours whatsoever, they're not interested. There are people like that, and there's lots of jobs that I guess appreciate that perspective, because they're saying no office hours or zero office hours or whatever. And then there are people who are sort of like, they're happy to just like sit in a chair, sit at a computer, and basically do nothing all day. Like, if they've got one class in the day, they're just happy to sit there, prepare their lessons, and that's fine. That's fine for them. Me personally, and add your comment below. Personally, I don't mind office hours as long as I can go for a walk and buy lunch outside the school. As long as I don't feel like a prisoner, I guess. I'm happy to have office hours. Like, I don't have a big. To me, it's not a big deal, because I also like that. I mean, if you've got office hours, you've got an office. Like, I think it's quite. Yeah, it's quite a good feeling. I've always enjoyed it when I've had like a desk, and I've had a table. I had that in Korea, and I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really cool. Chatting to people on Facebook, and reading the news, and it seemed really fun. And then you've got a class, you do prepare for it. But yeah, I thought that was all right. But if I can't leave the school, if I can't go outside of the school and get a coffee or get a meal or something, eat lunch outside the school, that's when it becomes like a little bit onerous for me. Like, yeah, that's when I just sort of, yeah, I'm not interested. Now, what else is happening in China ESL? There is this new trend of like children and parents being asked to report extracurricular activities. Okay, so what they're saying is that it's for epidemic prevention, so it's a part of zero COVID, but some people are kind of taking the cynical view that, well, that's just their excuse. Okay, but what it means is that I guess teachers who do teach privately, have to be even more careful. And I was just like, getting dinner tonight, and I just sort of thought like, wow, like a few years ago, where I was in this place, like a few years ago, I could have thought to myself, this is Saturday night. I could have thought to myself, okay, there's my mate over there. There's my mate over there. There's guys over there. I don't know them, but I've maybe chatted to them once or twice. There's people over there. There's people there. There's people there. And it was just incredible to think like, I'm like the only one, it's just like that. I saw that EF is down to 5 centres in Tianjin. They've only got 5 centres left. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what they had at their peak, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like in the double digits, so they've just cut right back. And Beijing, I think in Beijing they've got like 8 or 9. And I think, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in Beijing EF had like over 30 centres. So even like, yeah, I guess EF was affected by the double reduction policy, but it's just like, yeah, the population of ESL teachers has just shrunk so much. And when you go out to a bar, and you see the foreigners out, it's like, you know that everyone's got a story. Like everyone's either married to someone or they're just like one of those guys that's never going to leave. A lot of the people have just, they're gone. They're just not around anymore. They're gone. And it's been making me think a little bit like, should I go? Like, should I get out of here? Because it's like, I don't like being a criminal. I don't like breaking the law. It's not something that I enjoy. Like, if it's illegal for me to go to a cafe and teach somebody English for a couple of hours, if it's illegal for me to, like, go to someone's house and, like, teach them English, it's like, yeah, it's not a good feeling, Like, I want to be legal, I want to be able to, like, work and not feel like I'm breaking the law, So it's kind of a little bit getting to the point where maybe it is time, because there's places in the world where you can actually teach English, that places where it's not like this forbidden thing to do, and even though my main job is like it's all fine, a lot of my other work is like, it's in the grey zone, like there's not actually anything illegal about, for example, teaching at a company, if you're teaching adults or something like that, it's not technically illegal, but, it's kind of illegal. It's like, you want to get explicit about it, like it's kind of illegal. So yeah, I've been thinking along those lines, and I just honestly get the feeling that like a lot of the ESL teachers now, they're like, yeah, I mean, this video might sound a bit maudlin, this is the most difficult month for me, November. It's when I'm the busiest, but, I just feel like a lot of the teachers now, they're just not having fun anymore. They're just kind of like, they're living on memories. And, I just sort of feel like, yeah, it does feel stale. It does definitely feel stale. Like if I was going to give it a word, I'd say, yeah, that's what it is. It sort of just feels like everyone's a bit past their use by date, not just in terms of age, but just in terms of like attitude to what they're doing. Everybody seems a little bit like more cynical than before. And it might be good to go to a place where that's just a bit less, and people sort of like really excited about, this guy's opening a school, that guy's, I mean, whether that's Vietnam or whether that's somewhere else in Asia, like I don't know, but I just miss that excitement, when it was really dynamic, Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Hope everyone's well.